Okay guys, we're at the boss fight. The rotation stays the same, nothing changes. Just gathering storm. Just put down the poisons. Just stay close to him. And as you see, and there we go. That felt significantly quicker. Yeah. It was about I've run some tests. It's about 8 seconds now. I've made some changes to the build and I've managed to squeeze out another 30% more damage for, to be honest, not really that much cost. I forgot to think about, you know, what other runes I could use to amp my damage. First, I saw the Rune of Agony, 13% extra damage is extra chaos. Yeah, it improves your damage by like 5%. So if you want a tiny bit better clear and a tiny bit better boss damage, the Rune of Agony is a DPS increase over the regular physical damage increase runes, the 25%. But for this build, an even bigger increase in damage is more stacks of poison. So this new talisman, the Talisman of Fraldana, we can get another 2 stacks. Well, we actually can't, because the maximum amount of gas clouds you can get up at a time is 6. And I've tried with 7 stacks, and you just can't consistently hold the 7 stacks up constantly. It fluctuates between 7 and then 4. I don't know if it glitches out with the gas cloud or something, but you can hold 6 pretty much the entire time, and it's a massive damage increase. And this alone improves our damage by around 20% when you combine it. So we put 2 of these onto the weapon rune, slots. And then we change out our comorbidity support on the damaging gas grenade for deliberation. And right now you see it's 9.3k. It's not that much. We'll swap these out. Okay. So before, this was my tooltip for what damage I was doing with the impact, pretty much. This is like slightly more than what I was doing before. And now we're getting an extra stack of poison, which is just going to increase our damage by tons, like another 20%. So yeah, that's one way to squeeze way more damage. You do lose a tiny bit of clear, but honestly, it doesn't matter. The clear is still crazy. You're just going to kill them like maybe 0.15 seconds slower. It's honestly, it doesn't really make much of a difference. The other way to get a bunch of extra damage for pretty low cost is I swapped out my helmet that had 2%. Actually realized I forgot to highlight which runes I put in instead of the max life rune. I just put in the Soul Core of Affliction. Minus 4% to Chaos Res. 4% to Chaos Res. Life and 19% increased life regen. Yeah, you lose a little bit of sustain. You lose 100 life. I would say it's worth it. The build's still really tanky. We still got 260 life regen per second, which is going to mitigate the cost of our skills and give us a bit of life sustain. But most of the life sustain anyway comes from this node here, and because of the sheer amount of monsters we kill. So yeah, we don't really lose much, and plus I'm gonna level up to 95 in like, you know, a few more maps, and then I'll get extra life regen. So there's ways to get around it. You can even sacrifice like some presence area of effect, or even just like area of effect. You don't really need this much area of effect. If you really want more tankiness, you can drop all this and just put it into life regen. And your life regen will go up, you know, 450, maybe even 500, something like that. But yeah, these are the changes to the build. We've got another over 30% more damage. Anyway, that's the update. Let me know, guys, if you want to see anything else with the build. I'm just going to keep leveling up, keep grinding experience maps. I want to try and get to like level 96, 97, and then that'll probably be me done with this build and done with the league. Alright, thanks for tuning in.